Hello and welcome you in the course of probability and statistics. Now today we should learn about one of the important topic in our previous continuation of our previous lecture, say expectation. So in last lecture we have to see in detail what is the expectation and how we can find out when the frequency distribution is given. So today we should learn about the property of expectation. I am your instructor Adik Joshi. So let's start the topic, say property of the expectations. Say there are a variety of properties available. Now in this lecture we have to cover say three property. Say the first property, say if C is any constant, then expectation of C into X, that is constant, is multiplied with the random variable. Now again we have to see in the detail, there are say two types of random variable is available, say discrete random variable and continuous random variable. So here we cannot say about precisely say X is a discrete or continuous, it may be anything. That is, this property is valid for both the random variable, either it is discrete random variable or continuous random variable. So first property tells that expectation of C into X is equal to the constant is outside into expectation of that variable. Now second property, say if we have to talk about say two random variables simultaneously, that is X and Y are say any two random variable. So in that case expectation of say X plus Y is equivalent to the expectation of the first variable plus the expectation of the second variable. And now the third property, again we have to assume say X and Y are two random variable, but here we have to consider one of the assumptions, say both the variable X and Y are independent, that is it does not affect each other, that is both are mutually independent. Suppose we have to talk precisely what is an independent random variable. So whatever experience we have to perform say repeatedly, and the outcome of the first experience, it does not affect output or outcome of the second experience, then that experience or that random variable is known as an independent event. So when X and Y are two random variable and it satisfies the condition that is both are independent, so we have to say that the third property, that is expectation of X into Y, is same as expectation of X into expectation of Y. So by using this property we have to easily extend each and every three property for in general n random variable. That is, we have to, if say precisely talk, say in each of the property we have to consider only two random variable, but if we have to consider say three random variable, say X, Y and Z, so we have to say that say E of X plus Y plus Z is equivalent to say expectation of first variable, that is U of X, plus expectation of second variable, that is U of Y, plus expectation of the third variable, that is U of Z. So in general this all the property is extended for n random variable. So next, by using this property we have to see or we have to solve some example. So first example, say in the first example we are interested to find out the expectation of discrete random variable X whose probability function is given by this formula. Say f of X is equal to 1 by 2 raised to X, where X is running from 1 to 3 and so on. So if we have to see the carefully, here we have to consider precisely what is the random variable. Now this random variable is known as discrete random variable, and now if we have to, you have to see in the probability function. So probability function is valid for X is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, that is countably finite. And now in our previous lecture we have to see in the detail when expectation is a discrete random variable, so the mathematical formulation of expectation is given by say E of X is summation of X into f of X. So this red highlighted equation is nothing but is just a definition of mathematical expectation, where capital X is a discrete random variable. So next we have to just using this definition given in the question, what is our probability function is 1 by 2 raised to X. So just plug in the value of f of X in the definition of expectation. So we have to get sum running from x1 to infinite X into 1 by 2 raised to X. Now next one by one we have to expand this summation. That is, when x is equal to 1, we have to get 1 into half. When we have to plug in say x is equal to 2, so we have to get say 2 into 1 by 4. When x is 3, so we have to get say 3 into 1 by 8 plus 4 into 1 by 16 and so on. So to find out the value of expectation, ultimately we have to find out the sum of the series. So just for conveniency, we have to assign say some notation where say capital S is stand for say summation, yeah, any of the series. So we have to write down the same series which we have to obtain in the last slide. That is 1 by 2 plus 2 into 1 by 4 plus 3 into 1 by 8 plus 4 into 1 by 16 and so on. And say we have to assume is say equation number 1. Then just by rearranging, that is, we have to multiply this equation 1 by say 1 by 2. So we have to get say 1 by 2 into s. Now in right hand side, the first term is already half, and again we have to multiply with half, so we have to get 1 by 4 plus 2 into 1 by 4 is already there, so 1 by 4 into again half, so 1 by 8. So the second term is 2 into 1 by 8. In the same manner, say 3 into 1 by 16 and so on. Say assign say is the equation 2. Next, just for convenience, we have to use the algebraic operation, that is subtract equation 2 from the equation 1. So by rearranging, we have to get say half s is equal to half plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 16, because 4 into 1 by 16 minus 3 into 1 by 16, so simple subtraction, so it leads 1 by 16 and so on, say equation star. We have to assign say equation star because later we have to use this equation. So if you have to see carefully this equation star, then is a nothing but is a geometric series. Now what is geometric series? I have to say give the brief idea when the series is geometric series, how we can find out the sum of that series. But before that, just for part of calculation, we have to derive the expressions. So the left hand side expression is as it is half into s, and the right hand side we have to write down half upon 1 minus half. We know that the expectation is always 1, because again these are the definition of expectation. Whatever random variable is given and you have to find out expectation, so is always 1. So by simplification, let's say half s is equal to 1 and its leads say value of s, that is sum of this infinite series is 2. So ultimately we have to say that the expectation of discrete random variable is 2. And now in this slide we have to see what is geometric series, because we have to use the what discussion of this geometric series in our explanation. So here we have to use just little bit idea of whatever you have to study in calculus. Now these are one of the infinite series, and we have to say that this infinite series is convergent if the common ratio r is lies between -1 and 1, and the sum of this geometric series is given by this formula. Say sum is equal to a1 upon 1 minus r, where a1 is nothing, where a1 is just stand for the first term and r is stand for the common ratio. Common ratio is again nothing, the second term upon first term, that is common ratio. Third term upon second term is common ratio. In general, you have to find out ratio of any of the two adjacent term, then is a common ratio. And remember, if you have to consider any of the two adjacent term, then the ratio must be same. Then and only then we have to say that is a geometric series. Let's see the second example. Say a continuous random variable x has the probability density given by the formula, say f of x is equal to say 2 into e raised to minus 2x when x is greater than 0, and the probability function takes the value 0 when x is less than equal to 0. And we are interested to find out the expectation of two variables. Now the first one is the x and the second one is x square. That is, we have to find out u of x as well as u of x square. Now first of all, we have to clarify what is the difference between the first example and this second example. So if you have to observe carefully, so in first example we have to talk about say discrete random variable, whereas in this second example we have to discuss about the continuous random variable. So it doesn't matter the variable is discrete as well as continuous, we have to apply the same strategy to calculate the expectation. So again we have to just revise the little bit knowledge of our previous lecture. When capital X is a continuous random variable, so in that case the definition of expectation is in terms of the integral. So e of x is nothing, just integral over minus infinite to infinite x into fx dx, and these are nothing, it's just a definition of expectation. So next, the definition given in the question, we have to split this interval into two parts. The first one is negative infinite to 0 and the second one is 0 to infinite. But as you have to see in the definition, so when x is less than equal to 0, f of x is 0. So ultimately we have to say that we have to just deal with the one single integration, say 0 to infinite x of x dx. So just plug in the value of fx, that is 2 into e raised to minus 2x in the definition. So expectation is nothing, 2 is constant, so we have to take outside. So integral over 0 to infinite x e raised to minus 2x into dx. So next we have to solve this simple integration. So to solve this integration, we have to use the generalized rules of integration by parts. That is integration of u into v dx. That is u v1 minus u dash v2 plus u double dash v3 and so on. Where u dash, u double dash are the successive differentiation, v1, v2, v3 and so on are successive integration. So just applying these generalized rules of integration by parts, we have to get is equal to 2. Now minus half, and now integration is e raised to minus 2x upon minus 2 minus the differentiation of x is 1, and again we have to find out the integration of e raised to minus 2x upon minus 2. So denominator is constant, so e raised to minus 2x upon 4, and the boundary is 0 to infinite. So by substitute the upper limit and lower limit, we have to get the expectation is equal to half. So in this example, we are interested to calculate two quantity. So the second quantity, say u of x square. So C just is nothing. Now in first option, we have to find out expectation of x. Instead of expectation of x, here we have to calculate expectation of x square. So all the things are as it is, just replace x by x square. So in just definition, we have to consider u of x square is negative infinite to infinite, x is replaced by x square into fx dx. So by applying the same strategy, we have to get u of x square is equal to half. So thank you.